Let's get this shared up. Let's just start a new one. Alright. Did I take that picture? I did. I flew on that to JFK that day. Alright. So, let's talk long haul. Our favorite website, IFVARB Route Analyzer, right? So, today we're going to plan a flight from Boston to Heathrow using SimBrief. Excuse me. I'm going to use SimBrief and the IFVARB Route Analyzer. So, British Airways has a ton of flights from Boston to Heathrow, right? I'm not going to start here. I'm going to go on down here, right? See, it's Wednesday. So Wednesday at 7:58 a.m. the Speedbird 238, right? Used this flight plan here, right? So with long hauls, there's different nat tracks. Like, let's go look here, right? So this morning, the 202 and the 214 both took Nat W. Looks like they both took the same flight plan this morning, and that's because of wind, right? Last night looks like it was Nat W. See this here, Nat W, right? And then a Delta flight took Nat U, right? The 212 last night took Nat W. The 238 yesterday morning, doesn't say which Nat it was. I'd have to check on that. But you see here, Nat X, right? 10:22 p.m., 12:30. Nat X was the best Nat track for them at the time, right? Here's Monday, 8:10, Nat W. Monday, 8:13, the 212 took Nat X, right? Here, right? It's always the Occam 2 Fox, right? The 238 took Dogal. So that's usually Nat. It's usually one up, so that'd be Nat T, maybe. So I'm going to grab this flight plan, right? So this is what you do. You press the blue route, right? Come over here into Sky Vector. It's going to give you the map and the winds, right? Pretty good winds this morning going that direction. I don't know what flight level these winds are at right now. I think they're 390. And then click on Navlog, right? Now, for those of you that have an iPad, this is where it gets easier, right? And we start typing on in KBOS, EGLL, right? Make no mistake, ladies and gents, this takes a little bit of work to do, but it's well worth it because you're flying the actual real world flight plan. So we got KBOS, claw. Actually, we got to check the active runway. We'll do that afterwards. We'll just go claw, clamp, Sean, lobster, top of climb. Actually, I'm going to put this one in here for now. And you know what? I don't want to do that. I'm going to make sure it's on the way to tops, right? So tops, Ollery, and then I got to check infinite flight real quick because there's a way to do that 5150 north. I believe it would be 51 west 50. Let's just do this real quick. Random gauge. 38 here. $51 was 50. Do that. Wrong one. 51 West 50. That's nope. So it must be 51 N 50. 51 North 50. 5150 North. So that should be, yep. There we go. So that's what we're looking for there. 5150. And then what is the other one they said? I come all the way down in here. So 51 North 50 or 5150 North. So I can actually put it in there. I believe 51 North 50, 52 North 40, 53 North 30, 53 North 20, Malott, Gisty, Slaney, STU, it's flying over Ireland, Numpo, Okeezy, Bedek, and then Nigit, SLP07, which is in there, Occam, AGLL. Alright, so there's our flight plan. Alright, let's check what runway Boston's taking off of right now. Did I delete flight radar 24? I think I did. I did. So let's just go here. Go here. Take a swig of my iced coffee while it loads. Thinks I'm in Africa right now. I can tell you they're taking off too, because I can hear it going over my head. We do have a storm coming into Boston today. Weather, probably 180 at something, 170 at 13. All right. Looks like they're landing 27. Ah, this is a good one. You can actually see a nice picture of the J-Fund arrival. That's pretty cool. Alright, so we want 2-2. Right? So Google up Lobster 6. Alright, off 2-2, it should be TJ. Boat. Now I know Sean's not in there, but let's go check the flight plan. Alright, I'm just in solo mode to check my flight plan now. Alright. Zoom on out real quick. Paste. Alright. Now I haven't updated the... Oh, I gotta... Look at that mess. Alright, so 53 North 20 is not going to work, so we got to go back here. Right? See this? north. It's funny how that doesn't work like that. 5320. So put it in this way. 5150 north, infinite flight for you. There we go. And right, Sean should be fixed in the near future. It was sent out to the oh, that's Beverly. I'm looking at Beverly. So Sean's the only one. It did get sent to the nav team very recently. So we want 42, 40, 70, 38. 70. Oh. So 4240 north slash 7038 west. Right? Now if I copy it again. Right? And by the way, that's how you fix things, right? Boom. Right? Ready to go. Come out. Cruise up over Canada. Right? Let's see what the distance to, I usually put this here, distance to next. Distance to next. Distance to 2870 nautical miles, right? So now what we want to do, now that that's, is we want to go on over, so actually we want to go over and look at the star. Did I close infinite flight like an idiot? I did. So let's go look EGLL charts, right? Occam 2 Fox. Excuse me. So, standard arrival chart via Occam, south and west. And that is not what we're looking for. Occam, north and west. There we go. Right? So, Bedek, Nigit, and there's the SLP, right? 07 should be right in there. I think it's actually D27. I'll go check it again. So, the moral of the story here is that flight planning takes time, right? Flight planning indeed takes time. Let me put us on the right gate here, so I'm on the right gate. British Airways uses E12 in Boston. By the way, I drive by them all the time. I'll try to get you guys a picture the next time I drive by. Alright, so I'll copy the plan back in. Alright. Oh, by the way, the first thing I do when I get a plan in is do this, because it won't show up on live flight. You want your departure airport showing up. So let's go on over here. And there's Occam. And it's D273L is the one you want. So I gotta fix that for some reason. Right. So those are those waypoints that you see on the chart here, right? See these waypoints? Here, 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 here. Right? So, and then you hold at Occam, and then how do you get to your runway? So here's London Heathrow here, right? We've obviously got, there's Parliament buildings, etc. there. So we've got to go have a look at the initial approach procedures. And let's look at 27 LRR without radar control Oh, I gotta go from Ockham. Via Ockham. Alright. So, I could probably figure out these, right? Ockham is, I would need a chart for this, right? Ockham is at point 5118.18 north, 00026.50 west. I could probably, so the holding stack is 7,000 or above, right? This is the holding stack, by the way. That was one of the answers. Bovingdon is up over here, was the other one. So, when you leave Ockham, you leave on a 074 heading, and you run it out for 30 miles, I believe. D7, D11, D12, and the procedures. Leave Ockham on the Ockham 074, maintaining minimum holding level. At Ockham D7, descend across Ockham D11, not below 6,000, right? 6,000 or above. Descending to 3,500 as you cross the Ockham R063. So we got to figure out how to just kind of make this turn in infinite flight for the final approach fix. So let's go have a look-see here. Heathrow doesn't have the appropriate for crying out loud. There we go. So there it is. It's ILLL or I-LL 7.5. So this is all on distances. And these are the actual charts on Eurocontrol, right? So we got to look up the RNAVs for our 27 left. Right? We'll get some waypoints, right? So you want to come off of Ockham. We know we want to be on 074. The planes do overfly the city. So Nexa at 3,000. So let's just kind of poke in here and see what we can get. Right? Can't really remember what I did here. Maybe it was this one. How many miles is that? 5. Heading is 081. Close enough for government work. And there is Nexa, right? So we want to come out a ways, and of course, like I need one waypoint in here to make it make complete sense. So let's try D284T here. Move this up. Get rid of that one. What do we got for a heading there? 92. Get rid of that one. So this is going to be approximations, right? 88. Might be this one. Let's try that. Take 92. 105, that's no good. How is that 105 from Ockham? If that's north, right? That's north. That line there is north. We're not even close to 90 degrees. Strange. Need like a waypoint right in here, right? So we make our turn. Right? Beckham. Nexa. See how I'm moving these waypoints up? There we go. Alright, so that kind of looks like it, right? Kind of. Let's go back and have a look. Not quite where we should be, but close. Let's bring in Safari for a quick peek. Zoom. Again, I kind of need waypoints here, right? And without having official radios in Infinite Flight that we could tune, you can tune if you have in-flight instruments, and I tried it with in-flight instruments, but unfortunately the DME only works on the ILS, so it's difficult at best. Like, probably we could use a waypoint like here, then here to start your turn, right? So like here, here, and then 063 here, come up and come on around. So we're going to go with this, right? We're going to roughly go with this for the downwind and base. You get a nice little tour of London. London City's over there, right? So now I'm just going to write in Det 92, Big 45, LCS 02, Beckham, Nexa. So right from Ockham, right? What did I say? Gotta do this. Can bring up the note. Slide over is the best, right? So Det 92, Big 45, which is the big and 45 to 45 miles maybe. LCS 02, I'm assuming that's London City. Beckham, Nexa, L09 Fox, and then RW27 left, EGLL, right? So that's how I just made the flight plan to Heathrow, okay? Now I'm going to go ahead and end this flight and get on out of here. Actually, one more thing I'm going to do. I'm going to grab a zero fuel weight. Get rid of notes here. Because I'm going to try to fly this today. Tap the screen, calibrate and start. And I just want weight and balance. Alright, let's talk about weight and balance. Alright, so I'm going to just empty out the plane. Now I'm going to say the British Airways 777, right? They use a 4 class 777 on this route, right? Right? Both 777 200. Let's see. Seating plans and photo, right? Excuse me. All right. Let's see how many they hold. Up to 336. But I happen to know they use a 4 class here, so we're going to go look. All right. At the seat map for a 4 class. Is it raining? Jeez, it's raining. I was sitting outside. A little sun shower coming on here in Boston. Gotta duck myself underneath my porch. I was sitting outside enjoying a nice coffee. Alright, so let's go back here to British Airways. And we're looking for the 772 4 class, right? So 48, 14, 122, and 40, right? So 48 plus 14 plus 122 plus 40 equals 224 passengers. Let's load it up. 224. Right? 224. Oh, I hate this. Dear Infinite Flight, can we please get something where we can punch the numbers in? Thanks. Love you, virtualBlue. Bye. Alright. So, right? we're going to assume that people have come to Boston for a nice tourism trip. And we're going to load up that cargo. Usually I like to keep a little less in the front, a couple thousand pounds less in the front than I do in the back. Right? And now I'm looking for a nice round number up here. So this number up here. So 385.7, right? Right, 385.7. 16, you round down at that point, right? So that is our zero fuel weight, 385.716. So we're going to pop in a sim brief now. Right? And I'm actually going to move sim brief over here next to this. Right? Log in. Oh. Spilled my coffee. Awesome. Dispatch system. All right, we're going to go into my fleet. We're going to take a look at British Airways. All right. So you'll see down here I've got a max 224. Now SimBrief, for 224 passengers, SimBrief would use 230 pounds per passenger times 224. So for our purposes with infinite flight, right, and we will post all these numbers here for you. We're getting the stuff together here. Some planes, like the A321, have this fuel factor of negative a lot. Negative 23, I believe, is the A321 core. The A320 works on negative 15, right? So I'm going to go to my options, and I'm going to dispatch a new flight. I don't know why this is taking so long. Alright, new flight. So, British Airways, I'm going to fly the 238. That's what I love about British Airways. It's the, when they call into ATC, it's, good morning Boston Control, this is the Speedbird 238. Alright, so we're going Boston to London Heathrow. Manchester should pop up. EGCC should pop up as the alternate. Alright, now we got to do a little changing over on this side here, right? My default selections don't include ETOPS, right? So normally when I log in, it wouldn't have this, right? So I want to do that, and I need a 60-minute reserve. Okay? ETOPS planning, right? Gonna grab my airframe. Here we are, right? Proper weights. Now, the important things you have to change here, right? We've tested the 772. I'm going to be testing it in today. It works on a fuel factor of 0, so we leave that alone, right? If, for instance, I happen to use the A320, see that fuel factor is minus 15 now, right? The A321 is minus 22, right? So let's go back and grab this. We believe this to be at 0, right? Testing again today. So Mach 8.4 cruise, right? Don't believe they cruise at 8.5. Let's just, excuse me, have a look here. Cruise Mach. Do I have a, let's see. Look at this guy. Unrealistic. Cruise speed is between 8.3 and 8.5. So I'm going to set it for 8.4 because the more fuel we burn, the less money we make. Right? I'm going to leave that perf factor alone. Now, you want to check this here, right? Your climb and descent profiles will be 250 knots to 10,000, 310 knots to above 10,000, and then Mach 8.4 once you get up into the flight levels, 280, right? Scheduled time en route, 6 hours, 15 minutes. And let's just see what they're making it in. Yeah, youngers, buddy, you can go watch something else. This is a flight planning tutorial for virtualBlue Airways, which is an infinite flight IFVARB approved airline. And we follow things realistically. We do not just get into infinite flight and start yanking and banking and doing acrobatics. We fly professionally as possible and as realistically as possible in infinite flight. So if you want to see people doing loops and crashes into the ground, this is not the channel for you. If you want to learn how to fly professionally, then this is absolutely the channel for you. Right, so where were we? And then on your descent profile, again, Mach 8.4, 310, 250. So you've got the option to go down to 280, right? That'll save some fuel. And just want to check on the 238. Right? Still en route. Just check the data here. And let's see what they made it in yesterday. 6:05 p.m. Estimated 5:39. Landed 6:25. I'll do a playback here. Average flight time's 5:55. So let's go back and see here. 5:55, 6:12. So that's good enough. We'll leave that at 6:15. We don't want too much fuel. And notice how it actually came up. So SimBrief will take, this is the flight plan we have, right? This is the flight plan we have. If I drop this over here, you'll see, right, that it's the same one. Lobster 6, or actually Lobster 4, because the AIRAC cycle has not been updated. Tops, 380, 383B, ALRI, right? It most of the time will pull the SimBrief plan. SimBrief will pull the FlightAware most recent plan, right? So if I go back to FlightAware, and I show you here, right? I go back to FlightAware and show you here. If I go up top here, I bet you, I'll go down the bottom here, right? Celtic 4, it's looking for ones with the SID. See these 5 plans here? So Celtic 4, Celtic Frill Tusky, N85A. Let's look for the... See this? This is Tuesday, 8:28 a.m., right? N85A to Supri, right? Oh, geez, didn't want to do that. And then you go down one, Celtic 4, N319A, right? Matches up, right? Trying to match it up there, right? 319A. Go down a little further, Lobster 6, Scots, right? It's taken the most recent flight plans with SIDs and stars on them, right? Now, when you're planning something, you can actually go into the route finder here, enable tracks, auto track, right? You can say which track you want to use, right? I left it as auto. And let's see how we find the nut tracks. Right? All this will be coming up in a section on the site once 80 gets around to working on it. We'll give you a couple base flight plans and links to follow to find this stuff out. Right? So right now, this is the westbound this is the westbound track. See how it says east levels nil? Let me get this in a bigger page, right? So last updated 2018 725 1520 GMT, which is 5 minutes ago, I think. Yeah, 5 minutes ago. So part one of two parts. Here's the track message, right? So nat track A right now goes Limray 5220 5130 4940 4750 40. East levels nil. West levels 310 20 30 350 360 370 90. Those are the levels you can fly at, right? So we want to go down here, part two of two, right? East levels nil. Track message identifier is 206. East levels, here we go, right? So we're going on Nat V, I believe. Right? Let's just double check here. It doesn't say Nat V, but wrong one. Did I just lose that? I did. Of course I did. So we got Alry, Alry 5150, 5240, 5230. So they did a random track, right? Let's see if we can find one here. So in the morning, right, the eastbound tracks are a little bit different than the westbound tracks, because right now most of the traffic is coming back from England to America. But British Airways has so many flights to England that they're leaving pretty much every 4 or 5 hours out of Boston. They have like an 8, a noon, a 6, and an 8, and a 10 at night, I think. There's 4 or 5 flights to London just on British Airways alone. So it appears that we are taking a random route, a random track, kind of on Nat V, right? Now if I go back to this, right? And I pull up the 238. And I actually go to the page for the 238. And I come down here. Looks like they took a little bit of a random route, but that's their thing. Now let's show you how to make a flight plan with a nat track, right? So let's go back, right? I'll make a little deal under here, right? Let's take, for instance, let me pick one here, right? Nat W, right? This is going to be different, right? See this one, Nat W, right? So I'm going to pop into SimBrief, right? Let's go find Nat W, right? Today, Nat W is Budar 5030. I don't even get that right there. 5130, 20. Weird. 5030, 50 west. So that would be, so how to write that, right? It would be Budar, right? Like that, 0050, right? They're keeping you on the same kind of, they're keeping you on the same latitude going across and dropping your longitude, right? And these are the two ways you can get in there, 389B or 381B, which is two waypoints. North Atlantic route, right? Those are the routes that shoot up over Canada, right, that connect. So we're actually going, today we're going on N383B, right? So we'd be looking for something with N383B here. It's not even here. So these tracks were released this morning. They're fresh tracks, right? And they'll be updated probably again by tonight, right? If I even go current in that track, right? What's this say? Oh boy, all kinds of new rules. Right? So these are the westbound tracks, the A, B, C, D, E, F. Those are going westbound. And then, as you can see here, right? Where are we going? Alry. See if we can find Alry up here somewhere. So these are the first ones you hit. Rycal, Tudep. There's Alry, right? Right there. So we'll come up the airway to Alry and then start heading out to the Nat track, right? And then as we come over into Europe, right? The end of the track for us will be Malot here, right? Malot, Gisty, right? And then Slaney's probably right about in Cork there, right? And then we'll keep on trucking right over into London, which is at the edge of the page here, right? Just so you guys understand this, right? So let's go back to SimBrief and take a look at the fuel. All right? Questions on Nat tracks, please feel free to put it in the chat. So, we've got our plan ready to go. Our route's been analyzed. ETOP scenario, auto-calculate. Equal time points, right? So, at this point here, equal time point, we'll either divert before this, right? So as we're flying out, before we hit ETP1, right, we'll divert back to CYQX, right, Gander International. Once we're past that, we got to divert up to BIKF, right? As we keep going here, right, in this circle, right, once we get here, ETOPS exit, and our next diversion is Shannon. Right? It's pretty cool how that works. Automatically calculates, oh, it's a 772, so we actually have 330 minute ETOPS, which shouldn't be a problem. Verify inputs. Same airports. Circles get a little bit smaller. Okay? Now, my zero fuel weight, 385.7. Not going to touch because SimBrief and Infinite Flight don't jive. They don't match up on the cargo and passengers. Just going to put my zero fuel weight. That's all I'm going to do. So 385.7. Alright. Boom. Right. So now that's going to give me the appropriate fuel. Make sure that route's analyzed. Alternate. EGCC, right? All set to shoot up to Manchester, if necessary. 60-minute reserve. And we are set to go, right? Remember, Mach 8.4 cruise. So the only things you touch in here, right, just to go over, you set your plane, right? Set your plane. Set your cruise profile, because if you leave it in cost index, you're going to be all screwed up. Fuel factor for this one, we believe, is perf nothing, perf 0. And then you set your 0 fuel weight. SimBrief will give you passenger numbers. So you set the passengers you want, right? You can make it be a light flight. You can make it be a heavy flight, right? Set your passengers and cargo. Pull this number here, right? Input that into, and make sure that your fuel tanks are empty, right? Fuel tank's empty. You've got your passengers. You've got your cargo. 385.7 in there. This is the only number you touch down here, unless you need to switch the runways, okay? Make sure the route's analyzed here. Make sure the route's analyzed here, right? Analyze, analyze. And then off to the races we go. Generate OFP. Now this is going to give me my fuel. So it's giving me a block fuel of 100,905. So if I come down to my load sheet, it's going to tell me total 100.9. Okay. Load up to 100.9. Oh, I did too much there. I know this is a pain in the butt. So you could probably go with, what is that, minimum? 144, so you'd have 140. You'd have to burn 244. So in this case, you'd want to start your engines a little early, right? If you go down here to 100.7, you're 100 pounds low. This is why I wish we could just punch the numbers in. So 776, so that's 24. My calculator, 100, 776, 100, 900, minus 100, 776. So we're 124 pounds low on fuel. That's okay, as long as we meet our takeoff weight, right? So here's our load sheet here, right? Dispatch release, Speedbird 238. So we're expected to burn 80.3 for an air time of 5 hours and 50 minutes. Altitude's going to be 370. Does it have us stepping? Nope. It's got us going. Step climbs are planned. I'm just going to double check and edit the flight. Right? ETOPS planning. JBU's your operational layout. Units, pounds, right? Just update that real quick. Oh no, I can't update the AIRAC. My options. Right? 60 minutes, detailed flight maps, 385.7, okay, analyze. Now I gotta run through this again, just to make sure. And it's most likely gonna give me the same amount here. Right. Generate it again, it should be the same amounts. What's going on here? Oh. Cut off there, so still the same. Sorry about that. Got cut off. Block time 6 hours 15 minutes. And so we're pretty much on Nat V, right? So we're stepping off the track, right? See this? We're stepping off the NAT onto NAT U. So it's a NAT V. It's a hybrid NAT, right? So they've given them clearance to step off that NAT. Matter of fact, this morning at 8 o'clock Eastern, when the Speedbird 238 took off, they could have actually been, NAT U could have been further to the south, right? So, we're doing a hybrid NAT, V and U here, over into England, right? And I don't know why this is giving me a bunch of crap today. There we go. So then I just get my print view PDF, right? I'm going to go ahead and save this flight so that I can grab it on my iPhone, right? I want to be able to grab it on my iPhone. So here's my load sheet. So my takeoff, jeez, Mary and Joseph, what's going on here today? It's like I got something on my iPad screen. It's all right. So see this here? Plan packs 205, cargo 32085. That's because it's, what is happening? Look at that. It's just, there we go. Plant packs. SimBrief uses different numbers. Our number is important, right? 0 fuel weight, and then add in the fuel. 480 planned takeoff weights 485.555, right? So if we go back in, right? So we're expected to burn about 900 pounds on the taxi, right? So the takeoff weights, when you roll down when you start rolling down the runway, when your power's up, that's what you want to be at, 485.555, right? All right. So that being said, that pretty much covers flight planning. I'll take questions in the virtualBlue Slack, and probably start this flight here in 12, and we'll be landing about 5:45, 6 o'clock. I will probably start the flight around noontime, and I'll rerun the routes and the weights and everything for wind. See what the winds look like. Pretty strong on the NAT there. So our heading will be here. It'll be 093. So we're almost going to have a quartering tailwind. All right, so that covers long-haul flight planning. Again, I will take questions in the virtualBlue Slack on the flight planning portion of this. I'm going to charge up my iPad because I've been sitting outside in the sun. It's down quite a bit. You know, got my charts here, right? Got all the charts I need. All right, here's my takeoff chart, or SID, standard instrument departure. You know, coming off of 22 left. And actually, one more thing I'll show you down here. I think they have the data for the 777. Oh, it actually just sent us right up to 370. Planned step climbs. Yeah, we planned step climbs, but apparently it's not stepping us today. Let's go here, right? Yep, 370s looks to be it today. So right on up to 370. I imagine the Speedbird 238 stepped during its flight. I'm going to check it on flight radar on my phone. BAW 238. What do you mean no results? Oh, yeah, that's right. PLS. LHR. Show on that. He's at 39,000 now. If I do a playback, let's see what he went up at. Oh yeah, the 238 went right up to 39,000 this morning. SimBrief's got us at 370. So, okay. Sounds good to me. And we will close this broadcast for now. Let's go over here. And I'll do that for now.